Hello, and welcome to Robert's Tech Corner, your source for all things technical. In this video, I will explain how to replace an analog mercury thermostat with a digital non-programmable Honeywell thermostat. Before we begin, go to your circuit breaker box and turn off power going to your heating unit and air conditioning unit. First, I will show you the controls on an analog mercury thermostat and how they function. The switch on the left-hand side just controls the fan and has two positions. When the switch is in the up position, it will turn on the fan and continue to run non-stop. When the switch is in the down position, the fan will be set to auto and only run when the air conditioning unit turns on or the heating unit turns on. The switch on the right-hand side just controls the air conditioning unit and the heating unit and has three positions. When the switch is in the up position, the heating unit will turn on and continue to run until the thermostat reaches the temperature it was set to. When the switch is in the middle position, the heating unit or the air conditioning unit will permanently turn off. When the switch is in the down position, the air conditioning unit will turn on and continue to run until the thermostat reaches the temperature it was set to. The top window will show what the temperature in the room is. The bottom window will show the temperature the thermostat is set to. First, you will need to remove the thermostat cover. You will squeeze the left and right side of the thermostat cover, then pull it straight out. Directly in the center of the thermostat, you will see a round circular disc. Wrapped around the disc will be a piece of bi-thermal metal. There will be a little glass tube with a little mercury in it glued directly to the end of the piece of bi-thermal metal. When the piece of bi-thermal metal begins to heat from the temperature in the room, it will begin to expand and uncoil. This will cause the little glass tube to tilt to the right and keep the mercury inside from covering the contacts and completing the circuit. This will cause the air conditioning unit or the heating unit to turn off. When the piece of bi-thermal metal begins to cool from the temperature in the room, it will contract and begin to coil. This will make the little glass tube tilt to the left and make the mercury cover the contacts and complete the circuit. This will cause the air conditioning unit or the heating unit to turn on. Now remove any screws holding the thermostat in place, then gently pull the thermostat away from the wall to expose the wires. Coming from the wall will be a cable containing 5 wires. You must unscrew all 5 wires from the back of the thermostat. The red wire will be the power wire and just supply 24 volts. The yellow wire will be the air conditioning unit. The white wire will be the heating unit. The green wire will be the fan. The blue wire will be the common battery charge. If you have a smart thermostat or a programmable thermostat, this will keep the thermostat's battery completely charged. Now you will hold the Honeywell thermostat bracket up onto the wall and pull the cable with the 5 wires through the center of the bracket. Then you will use a pencil or a Sharpie to make a mark inside any of the new screw holes of the Honeywell thermostat bracket. Then you will remove the Honeywell thermostat bracket from the wall. Now anywhere you see a new screw hole, you will hammer in a screw anchor. Now you will hold the Honeywell thermostat bracket up onto the wall and pull the cable with the 5 wires through the center of the bracket. Now anywhere you see a new screw hole in the Honeywell thermostat bracket, you will insert a screw. Inside of the Honeywell thermostat bracket on the bottom, you will see 2 rows of black squares. Inside each of these black squares will be a screw where you will connect the corresponding wire. On the top row of screws on the right-hand side will be labeled conventional. This will be the most common setup used for an air conditioning unit and a heating unit. On the bottom row of screws on the right-hand side will be labeled heat pump. There are a couple of ways that you can tell if you have a heat pump system. One way is your outside unit will have a label on it that says heat pump. Another way is to go to your thermostat and turn the heat on. If your outside unit goes on, then you have a heat pump system because it is extracting the heat from the outside air. Now you just have to connect the wires to the appropriate screws. First, you will connect the red wire to the screw labeled R. You will see a jumper wire going from the screw labeled R to the screw labeled RC right next to it. If you have a 2-power transformer system, you will remove this jumper wire going to both screws. Then you will connect the yellow wire to the screw labeled Y. Then you will connect the blue wire to the screw labeled C. Then you will connect the white wire to the screw labeled W. Then you will connect the green wire to the screw labeled G. If you have a 2-stage heating unit, your white wire may have a red stripe on it or a tag with the number 2 on it. If this is the case, you will connect your white wire to the screw labeled W2. If you have a 2-stage air conditioning unit, your yellow wire may have a red stripe on it or a tag with the number 2 on it. If this is the case, you will connect your yellow wire to the screw labeled Y2. A 2-stage heating system will function like this. If you set your thermostat to any temperature, your heating unit will turn on at low power for 15 minutes until your thermostat reaches this temperature. This is stage 1. If your thermostat does not reach this temperature within 15 minutes, your heating unit will turn on at high power until the thermostat reaches this temperature. This is stage 2. A 2-stage air conditioning unit will function the same way. Now you will push the Honeywell thermostat cover straight into place. Now go back to your circuit breaker box and turn on power going to your heating unit and air conditioning unit. If you have any questions about this video or how anything else works, please feel free to contact me.